Hey guys, I'm finally back. I'm sorry I was MIA there for a week. I was trying to work on a bunch of things. This thing with dementia for Bert and the seizures for my son and so much paperwork to do and I'm still not done. I still got a book. But anyhow, I hope everybody is doing well. I haven't seen any questions, so I assume y'all didn't have any. But yeah, we've been having a week. I'll tell ya. I've been finding a lot of stuff out about dementia that I didn't know, or that if I can pull this little notes here that I got. 1 second. Let's see. I got too much junk on my table. I really do. I've got to get this table situated. Okay. I've been watching a new channel. I think I told you that I was watching John and Heather's dementia journey. And I think his wife has frontal lobe dementia. And whereas Bert has vascular dementia. And I don't even know all the ins and outs of anything at this point. I'm learning. But anyway, so there was another video I was watching, and I was very surprised to find out that the young lady and gentleman were only 45 years old, I believe. And the gentleman has Lewy body dementia. That one is a new one on me. So I gotta go check that out because I've heard of it. But like I said, there is several different classes of dementia. And I'm just trying to learn as much as I can so I can help Bert with it. I have learned, though, just this week that a lot of the things that Bert has been doing for a long time are part of the disease. Yeah. For example, he's not what you would call a hoarder, but he will put stuff all in one place. And I guess you can call it a hoarder. I mean, obviously my house don't look like the one on TV where the hoarders, have their house all full or anything. But I think if I let it get that way, it might. I mean, that's the way I have seen him, doing things. And he always buys things he don't need. Like, if he has it already, he just don't know where it is, or he forgot he had it. And this has been going on for years. And, forgetting things. I think I told you guys that he has been forgetting things forever and ever. I mean, he can tell you some things from long time ago. Short-term memory is almost total gone already. He does get irritable. And he has a CAT scan scheduled for Tuesday. And that is going to be for his chest. Because, like I said, with vascular dementia, if you're not familiar, it's a thinning of your arteries in your head, basically up here. And, of course, it's over time, the cells are dying in your brain, I guess is the easiest way I know to put it. So I was really surprised to find out that a lot of the stuff he's been doing for probably 6-7 years now are probably due to his dementia. And we didn't find out till 2 months ago that he even had it. And he has had brain scans before, and he has had other MRIs before and everything, so that's really surprise to me. But anyway, so some of the things that I've been working on was with my son, because my son has terrible anxiety. Right now it's full blown. And I think a lot of it is because he had a very busy life, and he was always happy-go-lucky, and he had a wonderful job. Then when he started having grand mal seizures, he just kind of, I don't know, it was like he's not living anymore. He was like, I'm just sitting around and this and that, and I want to go back to working on my cars and doing things the way that I want to do. Well, I got him a watch that would alert us if he starts having a seizure. But he has a problem wearing that watch. For one, he forgets, almost like dementia. He forgets a lot. And they say it's probably due to the medication they're giving him for the seizures, which I don't know if that's even working on him, because it's like lately, the last 2 times he had a seizure that I know about, he had 3 in a row. And they were more than 15 minutes apart, but he had 3 in a row same day. So I'm just afraid that he's going to get hurt. I really am. And now his wife decided she's going to go back to work. I guess she just can't handle it. I mean, she's handling it the best way she knows how. And she knows that we're here and we'll help her out in any way we can, you know, to keep an eye on him. But I had a big talk with him this morning and told him, I said, you've got to wear the watch. If you want to do anything that is going to be a risk to you with grand mal seizures, you've got to wear your watch so it will alert us. Because even though most of the time we're here, one day, I think I told y'all that my husband was looking out the window, thank God. But he was working on somebody's car, and he started having a seizure, and his head went almost underneath, because he was sitting on the engine, and we told him not to do that, you know, and he's 50 years old, I mean, you know. But his head went like underneath the master cylinder. So while I'm calling 911, my husband's getting him out of there so he don't keep bumping his head. So he did get him out. Now, that day, as far as we know, he only had that one seizure. Sorry, I haven't even been getting much sleep, honestly. But, and then last night, not to change it, you know, he was fine when he got out of there. Obviously, he had another seizure. And that's when I decided I was going to buy him that watch. So somehow, some way, I saved up the money and bought him the watch and bought a year's subscription to the service. And they call me, Bert, and his wife when he starts having a seizure, or even if they just think he is. But we have to get him to wear it. You know, and I don't know what the thing is with wearing watches. I really don't, because all he does is wear it. If he starts having a seizure, it will call us up immediately and tell us that he needs help. I think it's a great thing to have. And it is expensive. I think I paid $400 for that watch. And this was back last summer. But, so it did aggravate me that he wasn't wearing it. And, you know, at first when he would wear it and he was having a seizure, that was great. But for some oddball reason, it has a white band, and he says he don't want people thinking he's stupid running around with a white band. What he don't know is that that's in style right now for everybody. So, but anyway, I think we had a good talk this morning. I told him that, you know, when his sister died, because I lost 2 of his sisters. When one of his sisters died, she had a car accident. She, like, basically died immediately. And that was very disturbing for me because I could not even say goodbye. And then when my older daughter died, she had bleeding of something, I don't think it was an ulcer. She had sepsis and stuff because she had had surgery a year before that, and they would not give her anything for pain. They wouldn't send her home with anything for pain because she used to do drugs when she was a teenager. I think that's stupid, but, you know, they were thinking, I guess, that maybe it'll hook her again. I don't know. But I watched her in a lot of pain when they did that surgery. Well, the following year is when she started having this, and they told her she had to go to the hospital. She did not want to go back because nobody would give her anything for the pain, and no matter what I told her, she didn't do it. And then one morning she called me. She said, Mom, I've been throwing up blood. She sent me pictures. I saw the dark blood. I knew right away she needed to get to the hospital. She got there. They let her sit there for 3 damn hours in a Kentucky hospital. And this is the truth. In a Kentucky hospital, in the lobby, throwing up blood. And I got pissed and I called out there because I wasn't living there. I was living in Florida at the time. And they said, oh, yeah, she's back here now, blah, 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 blah. And then, of course, I was keeping on calling and checking on her, and she was failing, you know, and they ended up taking her on a helicopter, I believe, to a bigger hospital. And the bigger hospital, by the time she got there, the doctor basically told me he couldn't do anything for her. That she had sepsis really bad, and she wasn't going to make it. So I jumped on a plane with my other son. And when I did that, the plane ended up having a problem, having to land, and we ended up having to spend the night out in, I don't even remember now. That's how upset I was. And so needless to say, I didn't make it before she left this world. And I've never forgiven myself for that, for either one of them. And I try. So I talk to God a lot. Please, God, give me your peace. And he does. But anyway, I still think about it. And it's been years ago. My daughter died in 2007, the youngest one. And then the older one died 10 years later, almost to the day of the death of the younger sister. So I was reiterating this to my son this morning, and I was telling him, you know, I want to make sure that you know, at least that I know that if you're taking these risks and you fall and you hit your head and you hit it in the wrong place, or nobody knows you did it and you're in the house and you bleed to death, that I'm telling you, you need to wear this watch, because if you wear it, at least it's going to call me, and I'm going to try my best to get to you. Or Bert would, or probably even his wife, even though she's working, you know. So, I don't know. He says he's going to try to wear it as much as he can. And like I told him, I love you to death. I don't want nothing to happen to you. I don't want to lose any more children. I said, but all I can do is give you advice, and you can either take it or not. But you're playing a dangerous game if you don't wear the watch. So we'll see. Pray for us. Pray that he will get it in his brain that he needs to wear the watch. But anyway, then last night, he had a severe anxiety attack. Anxiety and epilepsy go hand in hand, and I didn't even know that till this year. And epilepsy can cause anxiety because, let's face it, you've changed your whole life. He was working on naval ships on the port, you know, civil servant, you know, not in the Navy or nothing, but he was welding the planes. He was doing an important job. He would crawl up in these little holes of the ship's hull, or whatever they call it, and fix the boats, the submarines. That's what it is. Anyway, and he misses that job tremendously. He loved what he was doing. And he was there for years and years, and he made good money, and he ended up having a seizure on the way home one day. And when he was a kid, he had petit mal seizures, the staring seizures. And they said, well, you know, he might end up with grand mal seizures when he gets older. That happens sometimes. He said, but not all the time. So, but he ended up with that and just horrible anxiety. And he thinks he's dying. That's what I had. My chest would pound. It felt like I was having a heart attack. I couldn't breathe. The elephant was sitting on my chest, whatever. And I was just like him. I didn't want to take any more medicine. I was tired of medicine. So I took them 5 trips to the doctor. I think I told you, by ambulance, thinking I was dying. And the doctor who was there that last time I went said, look, I'm tired of seeing you. She said, you got to take your medicine. I don't know why you don't take it. I said, well, everybody thinks that I take it because I'm a druggie. And they're like, do you know how many people take this medication? So, you know, by the time she ended up reaming me a new butthole, I decided I better take my medication. And then it took 4 months for me to get back regulated on it. So I know exactly what he goes through, you know. And they just can't seem to get the medicine right here. Not for his seizures and not for anxiety. Why? Because they're too worried about everybody who's out there that does take the drugs just to get messed up. And the ones that work, they don't want to give them. So we did have a very touch and go week and a very touch and go night. And And that's about it, guys.